them for that. If you're joining me once more, we're very happy that you're coming on live. Today is Sunday, December 27, 2020, and we want to use this opportunity to extend our sincerest condolences to the families of victims of the just happened accident in Cameroon's central region. As you are aware, National Telegraph has reported the story in the most accurate way possible. Ladies and gentlemen, without said, nobody should be happy when that kind of tragedy befalls a country, no matter your opinion or political affiliation. As you're all aware, National Telegraph remains an independent news organ, and we must say this very clearly, and we'll put the record straight, because unfortunately, to an extent, however, some people have absolutely denied to understand where and how journalism functions. But those are some of the things we'll try to clear out today. Let's go straight to the point. We are a media organ, and we remain committed and dedicated to providing only balanced and accurate stories. Our focus is on facts, not on sabotage, as some people claim. It's absolutely on facts. And this is one thing that happens. Facts will always be sabotaged to those who are not favored in those stories. When you report the appointment of a minister, the family jubilates. They salute the effort of that media organ and write congratulations all the way. When that same minister is accused of embezzlement and that same media organ reports, they say, oh no, he's taking bribes somewhere. It is not true, it's fake. If the appointment of a minister wasn't fake, his accusation of embezzlement cannot be fake. For those of you who are joining from other countries, I want to thank you. We understand sometimes issues are topical, they might not exactly concern your interests. So we are always going to diversify. We can talk about Uganda, talk about Nigeria. Today we're talking about Cameroon and the armed conflict. And we're focusing on internal corruption and information and misinformation within the ranks of the rebels. And I must say one thing, for those who don't know, this media organ was created in 2013, and we faced worse challenges when we were just a newspaper before social media became so popular. This is just to make a simple fact that we will never be bullied, intimidated when we report facts. We stay on it and we repeat it and we make sure we defend it. As you are all aware, National Telegraph is involved in the business of gathering, selling and disseminating, and also selling news and publicities. And so this is a live wire, it's a support for this organization, and we don't dare to do anything that is contrary to our editorial policies. Let me be clear once more and wish all of you Happy New Year. And just a few days into 2021, I want to wish you once more a prosperous New Year. Let me say this and let me be clear. I will start with the first issue on the list, Mancho Bibixy. As you are all aware, Mancho Bibixy is an Anglophone detainee in the Congo Central Prison. There is nobody who can deny to an extent that that gentleman is a friend to Eric Tato and to National Telegraph. But that is not how a journalist functions. For those who have followed Eric Tato for the longest time, you would have understood by now that this gentleman is a friend to everybody and an enemy to everybody, and is also indifferent to as many things as he can. And that is the rule of a journalist. Friends to all, enemies to all. Because of course, stories keep changing. Your friend today might commit a crime, something that is very much threatening to society. They hope that you protect them. But trust me, we are not in the business of protecting people. We're in the business of telling the truth. And for those of you who are Anglophones, which of course I am one, that does not defy my tenets. It remains consistent with the facts and my practice of journalism. Unlike you watch over CNN, BBC, Fox News, journalists have the right to your opinion. They introduce topics, give your opinion, and sometimes they even crucify event makers, like they do with Trump, with Biden, and all the rest. They bring their facts. If you think a fact is not good enough, you bring the contrary, and don't stay on social media and try to prosecute the journalist for reporting facts. When a journalist says field marshal is defected, if you have the contrary, you have to prove that. If Mancho Bibixy has the contrary of an embezzlement scandal, he has a responsibility to prove that, not this media organ. Let me just take a little moment to define to you what journalism is about. Journalism is not about reporting stories that favor you. It's about reporting stories regardless of what favors you, what you like. That is never going to be the business of National Telegraph. Oh, this man standing here to be intimidated by a group of social media ghosts who think that they can pirate this page and try to make it look like, try to discredit him. It's not going to work. And let me put it very straight, and I'll show you videos today, starting from Konenge. I spoke with the founder, CEO of MAFAT, Dr. David Makongo, when the issue of the story about the embezzlement in Konenge Central Prison came up. That was inextricably linked to Mancho Bibixy. Of course, Mancho would expect that Eric Tato is my friend, he can't report this story. That is not my business. It's never going to be my business. You must stay on the facts, and the facts, they're only things that matter. And let it be clear, your comments on our attitude and on our stories, they have nothing to do with you proving the facts. National Telegraph remains the most authentic news organ, and I will give you a proof from today, just today. An accident happened in the central region, in a location called Indikinimiki. Only one media organ reported the spelling and the accuracy of that place, and that's National Telegraph. Only one media organ of all media organs that reported the issue from Cameroon and without stated from the beginning till the end that the people who died, there are over 50 persons. But we did not also fail to represent the views of the gendarmes that were on the scene, but we took the views of the locals because that is what we believe in after our investigation. And it turns out from the beginning that most media organs reported 24. The letter up took the amount to 27. Then they took it to 37. Now they took it to over 40. And all of them have come to over 50. That is what we pride ourselves in. We make sure that we go for the facts, get the locations right, get the figures right, and we report. I can assure you that 99% of the time, this is the only media organ that reports 99% facts accurate. You can check that. Do your facts checking. But however, of course, when it comes to some people who call themselves Ambazonians, they think that one thing you must do is not to report a story that hurts them. No, I am not a relative to Field Marshal. I'm not an enemy to him either. I am not a relative to Mancho Bibixy. I'm not an enemy to him either. I'm relative to all of them, and I can be enemies to all of them. That is how journalism functions. If you have noticed, you will see that this gentleman, he's going forward. This media organ continuously grow in strength. We don't blink because the truth must be reported. That is why I went to journalism school. And that is why we created this media organ. From Crash 2013, today we have a whole community that follows and believes in us. Whether or not you like it, including our enemies, they know that if there's somewhere they can get authentic information, even when it's being reported all over social media, it's on National Telegraph. The story, they are on the story today. When we reported, somebody said on the comment section that no, it's not 50 because he had somebody who survived the accident. But of course, that was not true. He didn't have nobody who survived the accident, but he was playing a social media stunt to try to discredit us. At the end of the day, everybody is following the developments. We're the first to report the Minister of Transport on the scene, and you have now seen the figures. We're the first to tell you which agency was involved. Everybody was reporting sketches that they picked from WhatsApp groups. We don't pick from WhatsApp. We call the fields because we have the resources. Let me remind you one thing. 7 years of National Telegraph existing is not 7 days, it's not 7 weeks. We are one of the strongest media organs operating within the territory of Cameroon, Ambazonia, and in Africa. And we intend to remain so. Nobody is going to beat that. It is very clear that some of you have not known. I read a concocted story somewhere simply because I brought out facts about Field Marshal defecting. And I'll explain to you, by the way. They said, okay, a staff of National Telegraph was caught with cocaine, 10 grams of cocaine on the 24th of December. And that she confessed that Eric Tato was linked to the cocaine. But this is Eric Tato. That is only to tell you that it would appear Eric Tato is the strongest man living in America. The only journalist who is linked to a cocaine saga and moves freely, is not in jail, and can do a live show and say, okay, this is me. Where are the handcuffs? Maybe I've just taken permission from a US jail to come do this live show. Let me be clear. Today, I slept at 8 a.m. Washington, D.C. time because I was making sure that all information that was coming from the accident scene was accurate. And of course, we got it right. By the way, let me pause for a minute and address the Mancho Bibixy saga. 2 days ago, we got information from the jails on a potential embezzlement by Mancho Bibixy. He's a friend. And as many friends, they hope we should protect them. But we are not in the business of protecting people who are linked to misappropriation. Mancho has the right to clear his name. And many of you have called me to say, okay, you know what, kill this story. A story cannot be killed because one man you think is important and popular is jeopardizing the lives of other detainees, inmates. That will not be Eric Tato. Have you also thought about the fact that those who sent videos to Eric Tato complaining that they were expecting Christmas food from the money Dr. Makongo sent through Mancho Bibixy deserve to be heard? Everybody deserves to be heard. Everybody. I will give you a video in a short while where they sent to us from jail. When we publish that story like you read on National Telegraph, and I'm going to read that story right away. Just a minute. This is the story. For those who are just joining and who are not familiar with the story, I will read it to you like right now. And I want us to get it very clearly. Our allegiance is only to facts. We will not compromise the dignity, integrity, and authenticity of this platform based on mere 10, 2, or 100 comments from some groupers or surrogates of embezzlers. It will not happen. I will read to you what we wrote about the Konengi Central Prison. I'm just going to pull that out in a bit, and that will be read to you right here. And I want you to get it very attentively. Here we are. This is the story, right here. And let me be clear so that all of you will understand. Cameroon. This story was published 2 days ago. Anglophone inmates at the Konengi Central Prison, a high-security detention facility in Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, Friday, December 25, 2020. That was on Christmas Day. The news is evident. Protested against what they describe as misappropriation by Mancho Bibixy, a.k.a. BBC, another inmate in the same penitentiary. They describe it, not National Telegraph. That's what they said. And we'll play the video. Multiple sources say Mancho, who is being accused of embezzling over half a million CFA, approximately $1,000 of Christmas aid offered by MAFAC, a US-based not-for-profit organization. MAFAC's founder, Dr. David Makongo, had offered food items worth $500,000 to cater for Christmas and New Year needs of Anglophone inmates, including 30 chickens for New Year's celebration, for this year's celebration. The Manchons seem to have siphoned them, according to those familiar with the matter. That is the story. What is this reporter's problem? Is it your position to look for the facts or to tell this reporter he's not supposed to report that? So according to you, Mancho Bibixy should siphon $500,000, 30 chickens, when inmates are hungry, and because you think that you have a revolution to protect, Eric Tato should not report it? No, that is not so. If I told you indeed have a revolution to protect, you should be happy with stories like this. What are you fighting for in the first place? To liberate Ambazonia, as you claim, from the corruption of Paul Biya and his cabal, as you always say. But you are more corrupt than Paul Biya. It is a terrible thing. It's a pandemic. And you must ensure that you wipe it out if you ever dream of having independence. Thieves don't have independence from thieves. Thieves only have a worse state from thieves. Mancho Bibixy, of course, as many of you would do, tried to play a fast one. What did he do? I will explain to you what he did. Mancho Bibixy tweeted, and I will read the tweet right here. What did Mancho Bibixy tweet? He was trying to play, as usual, many of you would do. And let me read the tweet right away. I can show you the tweet. This is the tweet from Mancho Bibixy. Right here. You see that? I'll read it. Sabotage doesn't bother me because it's part of leadership. I only worry when it comes from one of our finest investigators like Eric Tato. He's right. I'm one of the finest investigators. And I didn't make no mistake with this story. It was not a sabotage. Facts are never sabotage. Let me explain to you one thing. Dr. David Makongo sent $500,000. Said this and 30 chickens. Said this money is meant for Christmas and New Year celebration. Then on Christmas Day, this money was sent way before Christmas. On Christmas Day, what happened? These inmates were waiting for food, and Mancho Bibixy didn't bring the food as expected. He didn't take time to explain to them if there were any delays. What happened? They did a video and sent to me. And what did we do? We made sure that we reported it just exactly the way it was. And let us be clear, ladies and gentlemen. As you watch, I will play the video right here. We do not have the responsibility to protect people who are accused of embezzlement. We will never do. On Christmas Day, they didn't receive their gifts. Yesterday, I saw something circulating. Mancho Bibixy now tried to apologize, technically, as though the issue was resolved. It was a delay. No, it wasn't a delay. Issues of embezzlement must be tackled. Mancho is a friend. And when there's a mistake, it should be condemned. We have tried to solve problems backstage many times. But of course, Telegraph, National Telegraph, is not answerable to anybody on social media. It's answerable to journalism, to the editorial policies of this media organ, and of course to the CEO. And the CEO is answerable to his conscience and to facts. Let me be clear, just so that you know, I'm going to play the video from Konengi. When Dr. David Makongo saw our write-up, he called me personally and told me I should send him the video. He's going to follow up. I did. When he went through the video, he did his investigations. He got back to me with further facts. And the amount he actually sent was even above $500,000. It was like 600,000 plus. There was some other monies for drugs. Dr. David Makongo did not dispute our story. He confirmed it because he had the video. Let me now play the video to most of you who are doubting pharmacists. One thing remains about this media organ. We always publish, we hold the video, we hold the facts, and wait for those who want to disgrace themselves to come forward. Here is the video. That is not only pathetic, it's a shame that some of you did not care to verify the story. But because you think that you have the largesse, you have the freedom, the latitude on social media with fake profiles concocted from some cheap computers in some spaces in your rooms, you have to come and attack these journalists. That is the fact. What do you think? That these people who are complaining in this video should not have their voices heard? According to you, by your judgment, from what Makongo announced and from what Mancho Bibixy acknowledged that he received, 500,000 CFA and 30 chickens. Is that worth it? Is that even half the money? 1/4 of the money? Yet you said you are Ambazonians. You want to build a free nation and you cannot even condemn simply thief-free. Listen, I can put it to you. If Mancho Bibixy finally resolved the issue, it's because we actually put the alarm out there. And for those of you who don't know, I don't blink when I speak the truth. Nobody is my friend when issues affect society. When there's thief-free embezzlement. I've done it with Sako Ikomi. I've condemned it. I keep on condemning it. I will not spare Mancho Bibixy because he's a friend. Sako was my friend. He fell out with me because I exposed his embezzlement. I'm sure after this video, Mancho will not want to talk with me. Who cares? I'm going to make new friends. Those in the Konengi prison, who of course probably by now was thinking that Eric Tato is not reporting facts about Mancho because he's his friend, would understand that no, he only needs more facts to be able to report the stories. You can all see from the video. Is there anything else you want to say? And you think that this media organ should not have reported this kind of illegality? Tell me. I'll leave you to be the judge. We call on Mancho Bibixy to understand one thing. He remains a friend. But if he chooses to be an enemy, we're not going to notice anyways. Let me go to the next story. And I'm going to be categorical right here. When you watch CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and other media organs, what happened? They bring debates. They talk about personalities. I want to bring us to this issue that happened in Bafut before we come to the field marshal story. One Bafut man, Bafut of course is a village, you can want to call it a town in Cameroon's northwest. This man is called Ngwa Michael. He was returning from Bamenda about close to a fortnight ago. While he was on a bike, he was shot at by the military. They shot him, took him to their camp, beat this man up and killed him. These are things that must be condemned. You ask yourself about the professionalism of the Cameroon military. It's doubtful all along. But what happens? The people of the southern Cameroons, as you call yourself, remember that this is National Telegraph. You see these facts, they are reported. The Cameroon government could be better than most of the Ambazonian people. You know why? Because they don't come to argue stories about them. They try to do damage control, not bring quarrels on Facebook. But Ambazonians, once you report a story that is against somebody they support, they will go to their little WhatsApp groups and tell their comrades in crime that, listen, Eric Tato has said this about field marshal. What do? They brainstorm and they come out to bring negative comments on this page. It's very easy for me to block you all. This is our page. But we can't, because you have the right to your opinion. We will not put you out of the comment section. And let me explain one thing further. When we reported about field marshal's desertion, what happened? Immediately they concocted two stories. One about the most popular rebel leader, the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, like most people call him, and like this media organ recognized, just like BBC, CNN, that is who the media organs and international community recognize as the president of the revolution. Your revolution, if you want to put it that way. Sisiku Ayoktabe Julius. And they put it out there that the wife is divorcing him. But of course, that is not true. We don't want to go further. Just to let you know how far these guys can go. And they also linked me to a cocaine story. That never happened. Let me tell you why they did that. And I will explain to you. It's simple. Because they don't know how to do damage control. As you are all aware, 100% of those who are on the other side who support this guy who, by the way, is a former pastor, Sako Ekome, none of them has got any technique when it comes to journalism and how you can do damage control. They go and write outright lies in order to try to dilute atmosphere of facts. Let me explain to you. When we say field marshal deserted, it's our right to say that. It's our right to say the contrary. But one thing we will not tolerate is the way you want to handle it. We remember when General Nambere deserted. The first media organ to report was National Telegraph. But Nambere was our friend. We reported it, warned fighters to be careful. That was because it is the right thing to do. But what happened? You can check some of the comments. 90% of you people say it was a lie. You blasted us as fake news. But after 1 week, 2 weeks, you saw Nambere started working with the military. This is what's going to happen to field marshal. Field marshal no longer fights. And I can say it authoritatively. And I want you to prove me wrong. This is what his surrogates will say. That, oh, Eric Tato wants field marshal to make a video so that they will know his location. Nobody cares about the location of a deserted soldier, of a defected soldier. Others will say, oh, you cannot report this because it's going to demoralize people. If Nambere did not demoralize you, why would field marshal demoralize you? First of all, I want you to know one thing. Field marshal is a social media creature. He was created by Chris Anu and was empowered by surrogates. Have you ever asked yourselves, why is it that it is only in Lebialem that Chris Anu and their surrogate announced that La Republic has dispatched thousands of troops? It is only in Lebialem that Chris Anu and others, including Field Marshal himself, announced that they have killed 2,000 soldiers. And why is it that it's only in Lebialem that you have never seen any picture of any soldier being killed? But you can see pictures of soldiers being killed in Manu, in Fako, in Meza, in Boyo. You see them everywhere. But for the BLM, the first time we saw the picture of a soldier being killed was from General Ayeke of blessed memory. Let me be clear with you. You cannot fight the truth. And you can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool some people all the time. Let me tell you why they're trying to protect Field Marshal. Because that is their only bit. Field Marshal, of course, is not an enemy to Eric Tato. We only report news here as National Telegraph. You know why they want to keep field marshal? Because that is their jackpot. That is what they use to deceive their gullible followers, to continuously give money for them to pay their bills. How is it possible that you call somebody, of course, he's a WhatsApp president. He doesn't work with 2 hands, tool, everything. He still doesn't work. There is no revolution that is left by jobless people. But the case of Ambazonia is so sad. And that is why you will not go anywhere. The only time, and I will tell you, quote me today, 5 years, 2 years, 3 months, 10 years afterwards, you are digging your own graves. Jobless people don't lead people who are working. It's never happened anywhere. Jesus Christ led the people because his father was a carpenter. He worked. He helped his father in his carpentry workshop. But Ambazonia is different. You have people who have been seasoned thieves, who could not even pay their lease, could not pay candles, could not afford McDonald's for $10. Today, they wear beautiful suits. They don't have no legacy back home. They have never owned a property, a block. They left home with misery, stealing from people. And they come to the United States, remain jobless. And today you call them leaders of a revolution. Who is going to ever take you seriously? You want an American to hold negotiations or talks with a man that they will run through his profile and he's filing for unemployment? It's never going to work. Nobody will take you seriously. That is why you of the Sako camp, you have been unable for all these years to score any diplomatic victory. But of course, you have social media to continuously fool your people. But guess what? I also have this page and this platform to continuously tell the people the truth, regardless. You can bash me, say all sorts of things about Eric Tato. It's never going to change. God prepared us for this fight. He gave us this platform and he gave us the hugest following as far as this crisis is concerned. And we're using it to the best of our capacity. There is nobody, and I repeat, nobody, absolutely nobody, that's going to slow National Telegraph down. We are committed to speaking the truth and will die speaking the truth. Talking about speaking the truth. You can quote me anywhere. Field Marshal has deserted. He no longer fights. Just as you saw our announcement, a 59-year-old man died in custody of Field Marshal. When we reported that Field Marshal deserted, we said he was still left in the BLM with 6 of his fighters, while others have gone to Nigeria. We didn't say Field Marshal himself went to Nigeria. But as usual, the Sako camp decided to misinterpret that. I'm not responsible for you are not understanding English language. I'm responsible for reporting facts. I'm never going to be your English language teacher. That is not my duty. That's not my job. My job is to report news. Make sure the place, the date, the time, and the facts are straight. Not to teach you how to write or interpret a story. That is not my business. Going further, when we reported the scam mechanism of Sako Ikome about the draft, some of you said no, Eric Tato was lying. But let me bring up something. I'll play a video to tell you a confession where you see exactly what we said about what was going to happen with draft money and what has happened with the draft money. Let me pull it out very quickly and listen attentively.
Mancho. The defense chair for Mancho, you don't take money for war draft for Mancho, put that for Bitcoin. They're just the most of on Facebook now. You know, say the defense chair for Facebook, for Mancho, you don't take money for Mancho, put that for Bitcoin. None of them not be know. Now me, where they think out for me, I go hit them for Amber Peace Plan. Before they go investigate, they find out say the chair, the security chief for Mancho, he don't take money, put that for Bitcoin. There are many things happening on the background.
Okay, I'm going to leave it here like this.
For example.
So, that guy is called Joshua Carr. He's a pro-Sako activist. He's always confessing there that the defense chief from Menchum took money for draft and put in Bitcoin. Why is he not calling Sako? Because he's feeding from Sako. But he has the courage to talk about the defense chief from Menchum. You know what I want to say? Big thief, small thief. The only reason why Franco could nurture the courage, muster the elephant skin to steal money from draft and put on Bitcoin is because Sako too has been stealing. Until you start calling the head, you cannot leave a snake from the head and start cutting the tail. It's not going to work. The snake will still walk away. The tail is terrible. The head is worst until you cut the head. You heard the confession. I didn't say that. If I said that, I didn't know video. I knew they were investing their money in Bitcoin, Zoom coins, buying houses, hotels, eating crabs, and sleeping in hotels. Somebody wrote, I'm reading a comment, Say, Eric Tato, you betrayed Ambazonia. That is what you think. Because according to you, you hope for the shortest time that this guy should just stay quiet while armed robbers and criminals continuously defraud our people on social media. It's never going to happen. There is a responsibility that every journalist has to protect community, speak the truth, liberate the people with the truth. If you don't have that responsibility, trust me, you're not supposed to be in this field. And another responsibility is to understand that you have to have the thick skin, because you have people who will see the truth as betrayal. Take for example, they will continuously think that you're going to romance them. That is Joshua Carr confessing about thievery. How do you take money meant for contributions and you put it in bitcoins? It is not only the defense chief from Menchum. All of Sako's cabinet is corrupt, from Sako to Chris Anu to all the county heads. That is why we have said repeatedly on this platform, until you amend your ways, you're going to keep fighting for 10 billion years and you'll continuously kill your people. People will keep on dying. And that is not how a revolution is fought. If you're fighting against Paul Biya, who is a thief, you have to also stand up against thieves. He spoke the truth for the first time because he is helpless. But the truth is halfway, because he cannot call Sako because he's also eating from Sako Ekome. Let me just brief you a little bit. $1.4 million was raised for my trip to Boya. Sako actually personally signed out 100,000 US dollars. That was plan B. Till date, you have not seen that money. You're unable to question people about your own money. 100,000 is 60 million safely at the time. That's enough money that refugees in Ogoja don't get from the UN. Yet one man signs it in America and it disappears in thin air, and you say journalists should not talk about it. No, we'll keep talking about it. Until they get jobs, you guys will not get no independence. That is one thing you must know. You can fight from today till tomorrow, but corrupt people don't lead people out of corruption. It doesn't work that way. When your spirit is defiled, you cannot receive God. You need cleansing. Until Ambazonians begin to think on how to cleanse themselves, forget about anything. As soon as you change your mentality of corruption and stand up to the thievery that these leaders are perpetrating out there, you see how everything goes clear. You can call me any name, but as you can see, we still remain the most followed. There is no platform that comes on air and does what we do. None. Some of them come, they play music for 1 hour, including Chris Anu, to struggle to reach even half our views. We're just starting to do live shows here, and we're sure that all Ambazonians will be back here, all of the world will be back here, because we're doing critical analysis on facts, and just like CNN, BBC, and the rest does. We have the right to our opinions. Let me be clear with you. You heard it very well. Just in case you just joined in, let me play the video once more before I tell you one more thing.
Menchum. The defense chair for Menchum, you don't take money for war draft for Menchum, put her for Bitcoin. They're just the most of on Facebook now. You know, say the defense chair for Facebook, for Menchum, you don't take money for Menchum, put her for Bitcoin. None of them not be know. Now me, where the thing comes.
Very good. You heard that. You take money meant for contributions from people's contributions to fight a war, a revolution, and you invest it in bitcoins. When I said here that Sako and his gang were investing in bitcoins, you guys refused. You know why he's never going to call Sako's name? Because they send him money. All of them. And let me tell you something. When we write a story and put on National Telegraph, you know why the Sako guys panic? Because it's widely read. As you're aware, this is the biggest Ambazonian platform. Biggest back home. Biggest everywhere. Even people who are not subscribed to this page, they come to read from us. You can see the reach. One day we will decide to share the reach with you. Facts are facts. Truth cannot hide. And we will never, ever subscribe to thieves. You can create 2 billion fake profiles, as many as you want. Write all sorts of things about Eric Tato. He's never going to stop at nothing except speaking the truth. Those of you who said we lied about the Mancho story, you've now seen the video. Who is supposed to be apologizing to who? Anything that National Telegraph writes and puts on this page, when you see hashtag NT, is 100% correct. Let me go to Field Marshal once more. You know why we're talking about Field Marshal? Because he's a danger. Now there's only one thing he's going to be doing. either kidnapping people with his gang of 6 or trying to make sure they continuously fake audios to put it out there so that you can continuously give them money. Let me give Field Marshal a little assignment. Until you do that, Field Marshal sings, he plays music, records them, sends them out. Nobody knows his location, but he does that. If somebody can compose a music, many times he sings and does audios, why can he not do a short video to prove that he has more than 6 fighters? Let him bring it. Okay, let me give you a little tip. You know, anywhere you think is your location, move out of there, many miles away. Go do a short video, send it to your people, your propagandists. No video is ever going to come out. You know why? Because they don't have no more fighters. All of them have deserted. But is that going to stop you from winning your war? Of course, the answer is no. It only gives you the ability, the capacity to understand where your pocket has to go. To me, it's simple. To this platform, it's simple. Put your eyes where the facts are. You have the right to decide, demand for answers. That is the work of a journalist. A journalist sets up the agenda for you to demand answers. You get the point? Let me give you one simple secret. Those of you that are trustworthy friends to Chris Anu, Sako Ikomi, and some of their propaganda activists, that according to them, they believe that they cannot sell Field Marshal's location. That's their new strategy. Call Field Marshal on video. Request a video with Field Marshal. Ask him to show you his fighters. You don't need to put that out. Then come and speak the truth with the Bible in your hands. Let me tell us one thing. This platform has pledged to speak the truth. And we're always going to do that. The truth is always considered a conspiracy to some that are affected. To some, it hurts them and they say it's sabotage, just like Mancho Bibixy did. And let me inform Mancho Bibixy of one thing. The only people who can vindicate Mancho Bibixy are those same people in this video who are complaining of the food Mancho Bibixy brought. If he has brought the full amount of food, worth $500,000 or half that amount, those same people will do a video and confirm it. And guess who would have triggered that? National Telegraph. The media reports so that the state can get people better roads, fix hospitals. If the media says there is no hospital in Munya, if actually there is no hospital, and after 3 months, government officials come and build that hospital, will you call the media, would you say the media was sabotaging that government official? Or the government? No. The media instead set the pace for hospitals to be created or built. You're supposed to be congratulating that media organ. If Mancho Bibixy is claiming after 25th, today's 27, he's putting out a communique that the matter has been resolved, we will be happy to publish how far they resolved the matter. But you should be thanking us for making sure we held him accountable to bring the food to those who matter. Money for inmates is money for inmates. It's not for somebody's private pocket. Whether you're my friend or not, you will not be tolerated. I've told the Amazonian people, the people of Southern Cameroons, that Field Marshal has defected. But all his surrogates didn't bring no defense. What they did, they created fake stories about my person, my business, and the president of Amazonia, Sissikwa Yoktabe Julius. That still did not cancel anything. It was so easy. With an 8-second video, we debunk the fake story. Because, of course, if somebody is arrested in line with cocaine, the person should be in jail. This is the United States. But guess what? The Sako people raised me to the strongest man in America. The only journalist who was linked to a cocaine story but still moves freely, enjoying Christmas. Guess what? I might be going to jail after this. I'm just coming from the prisons. Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's your next story. Then that makes me strongest. So let's be clear about the facts. You cannot fight the facts. There's no way you're ever going to beat this platform. 2003 till date, on the 20th of February 2021, will be 8 years old in this business as a media organ. And I would have been 15 years plus in this profession. So there is no way you can beat it. Just so that you know, without pride and prejudice, journalism is not for everybody. I'm not responsible for people who didn't go to journalism school. I didn't come from a very rich family. My father struggled to raise us. My mom sold pop-off to make sure that I went to school. And I took the opportunity. And I studied. And it's my right to let you know one thing. I will not throw my degree under the carpet because of some people who have created fake profiles on social media. It will not happen. When we build this network from crash, we're committed to the truth. Just go back, reflect, ask those who know the creation of Telegraph. You will know the trials that we've gone through and we stood the test of time. Physical trials. So some social media trolls, people in their rooms, bedrooms, operating on WhatsApp and being fantasized by comments, you're not going to pull us down. I will still remind you, we remain the most watched. We don't need to play music for 1 hour to gather people on this platform. We have people, 250,000 we are on, 500,000 we are on, 1,000 we are on, plus we are on. That is how it is. Nobody's going to beat this platform. Everybody watches this platform. Everybody follows it. It's the most followed. Whether or not you comment, we don't look at your comment as a representation of how many people follow us. We know you read from us. And that's why sometimes we publish those very hard stories. And we see you crying all over the page. It's not going to change the fact. A revolution is not fought by protecting thieves, armed robbers, jobless people. It's fought based on an ideology to free a people from corruption. You cannot be wanting to free people from corruption and you are more corrupt. If you can't stand up against a petit thievery in the prisons involving a scandal of 500,000, you are afraid to talk because you don't want to make enemies with friends of Mancho Bibixy, then what are you fighting for? You don't want to talk against Sako Ekomi for stealing money meant for the revolution, for being jobless. And you want to talk about Paul Biana Tanganjipo. Who gave you the moral standing to talk about them? Start from your house. Clean your house. Of course, there are things that you can't say in war. And definitely condemning corruption and embezzlement cannot be one of those things. Those are necessary things. You must say them. And unto all of you who call yourselves Ambazonia, you stand up to the test of time, condemn corruption, then God will bless and forgive you. Stop conspiracies. Don't only come here to say, oh, this one Eric is reporting is like this, it's not right. You don't know what is right and wrong because you don't even know who are not having jobs in this revolution. Go back home. Ask from the BLM, what did Sako own? Chris Anu, what did he own before he came to America? Nothing, zero. Go to Fako, what did Sako own? Zero. Go to Manfe Manu, Boya, ask what did Eric Tato own before coming to the United States. You get the figures. That is how you evaluate people. Do you know why Americans ask their president to declare the asset before getting into the White House? The answer is as obvious as you know. Did you also know that when Sako went to California, he spoke in front of Yannick Sikot, who was his team member, that has not defected, that he has a house? Those in California know. Have you asked yourselves why all those who have defected from Ambazonia, they are Sako surrogates? Wonder. Nambere, Nso Poncha, Yannick Sikot, all of them. They were those who were praising Sako. Let me tell you one thing. You know for sure, this platform stands for the truth. And I can use this to give my opinion. It's perfect journalism. For those of you who don't know. And we can write. You want to consider us as being biased to Field Marshal? That is your business. But it doesn't change the fact that what we are reporting about him are facts. Challenge me one day. Show me 1 or 10 soldiers that Field Marshal has killed. Have you asked yourself why all major news organs, from National Telegraph, Mimi Mefo, CNN, Guardian Post, The Post, everybody, have you asked yourself why they have never reported about casualties in Libya, but they report in other areas? Have you asked yourself why only the fake profiles, the Kemi Ashu and the paid francophone activists like Michel Biantong, why are the only people reporting fake stories from the BLM? Have you ever called the BLM people? You hear what they say? Field Marshal is probably, some guy who would have had credit, but it's been destroyed by armed robbers in the diaspora. And when it's bad, it's bad. You say it the way it is. Let me tell us one thing. This is a fight for the truth. And the easiest way to make many enemies is to try to speak the truth all the time. But there's always one thing I tell people who speak the truth all the time. The enemies will come, but history will remember you. Let me be clear. I want just 2 friends who are good to me, understand the truth, and don't care about the rest. The truth attracts many enemies than friends. But we seem to be lucky because National Telegraph has stamped it for the past 7 years. And many people, each time they want to argue, they come to realize that this guy always speaks the truth. I've referred you to the accident today in the Central region. We are the only news organ that reported the facts accurately. From the agency that was involved, that's the who, to the place, the exact place, and the name correctly spelled, to the number of people who were involved, and to everything, the figures. People said 24, 30 days, and all of those figures, but we said 50, and you've seen the report. All of them have updated to our number. That is what they call investigation. We don't write because we want to write. When we write, and I veto it and I put NT under the story, it is authentic, 100%. You can't beat it. When we write it, we have written it. We don't make no mistakes. We can always do, and we'll come back to do those corrections. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you here. I want to wish you a very fantastic new year. And to let the ghost know one thing. Field Marshal has deserted. He no longer fights. He has just 6 fighters. Prove the contrary. You can sing music. Go out of your way. Go out of your present location. Do a video. Send it to the Ambazonian people and prove Eric Tato wrong. Don't tell us about some conspiracy that, oh, he wants to know your location. What am I doing with your location? We don't have time for people who speak falsehood from 1st to 31st. You can't be a friend to this platform. I'll end this show by sharing an experience. As a trained Scrum Master, I want to seize this opportunity to thank one of our partners, Verbatim LLC. And I will talk for 5 minutes before I continue this live show about Verbatim. So Verbatim LLC is a Scrum Master school. They offer Scrum Master courses. And this was most important. I want to talk about the job and the money. I have people who just picked up a Scrum Master, they picked up a job from that school, and they're earning a lot of money. Let me tell you one thing that you don't know. The first thing is that the most important thing is, as a journalist, when you have information that is vital for people's survival, you have to give them. You're going to go to this school. If you go to this school, you study for 6 weeks. They train you, you get certification, they train you how to get a job, and when you get a job, you earn at least from $80,000 US to above 120,000. And you can study anytime, any day, from any part of the world. And it's simple. You simply need to call them, find out how their registration is going, and I'll give you the number right now. Their registration number would be +1 240 701 7796. You call them on direct calls and on WhatsApp. Verbatim LLC. Verbatim is spelled VENBATIRTI LLC. Verbatim. So you can also get them on www.verbatim.com. But call them from anywhere, from Nigeria, Uganda, anywhere you're watching this show. It's the best Scrum school I've seen, because that's why I attend them as Scrum Master courses and some other friends. +1 240 701 7796. Best Scrum school you can find anywhere. The proprietor and the wife, they are Scrum Masters working in best companies in the US. And I can tell you what, I've tapped a lot of experience from them. So call Verbatim LLC on +1. Call them. You can also call me if you have difficulties getting to them. I will connect you on a conference call and you can discuss your discounts. +1 240 701 7796. Tomorrow, I'll also bring the CEO of Verbatim on a live show. So all of you will tune in tomorrow from probably 10 a.m. Washington, D.C. time or thereabout. I'll also talk about FanTech, which is also a cybersecurity school. Remember one thing, Scrum Master Perfect will also talk about FanTech, which is also going to be offering cybersecurity. So these are opportunities. And guess what? You can do both courses. But I stand here today to tell you that there is nothing as good as getting involved with these people I'm talking about. So I will talk more about FanTech tomorrow, but today let's talk about Verbatim. Verbatim LLC is, their contact number is +1 240 701 7796. Can I somebody pin that number here for me while I end the show just very soon? All right, thank you. So if you can pin the number, that will be very great. We're going to end the show. I want to thank you all for making sure that you're following this show. And if you have not shared and you've not liked, click on the like button. It's important. All right, so let me see somebody. Okay, so we're going to see somebody put this out. Thank you so much, those of you who are joining. So I want somebody to put the number out there. It's +1. You can put the number, pin it on your screen. If you're watching me, I'm going to put it out once more. All right. So that's the phone number right there. +1. I put +1 because the US code. You can call from anywhere in the United States. +1 240 701 7796. And as you are aware, if some of you have anything you want us to announce, always get to us on our phone numbers. You can check our phone number online. We don't want to give too many numbers on one show to confuse people. But call Verbatim on WhatsApp. Anywhere you are, you can study from anywhere, Africa, Asia, Europe, anywhere. Make a payment plan, get to them. And these classes are starting like this weekend. They're just going to start as soon as after New Year. So +1 240 701 7796. That's Verbatim LLC. Call them today. It's the best comms master class you can find anywhere in the world, I think, because I enjoyed the way I was taught. I learned a lot, and it's a great thing. And one more important thing is that the CEO always presents himself for extra classes to coordinate and follow up with students. So you're going to call them, get this opportunity. I mean, that's the work of a journalist. Get opportunities, tell the people, and see how they flow in it. So tomorrow we'll bring the CEO of Verbatim LLC on a live show. You're going to follow us to get more explanations. But call him today on +1 240 701 7796. That's most important. Now, I'll end this show by saying that we have audios and video recordings, messages here about Field Marshal. But when we got advice from one of our editorial policy members, Salas Atefo, who advised us, you have to hold on with this video first and then set the challenge for it to roll. Let them find a way to prove themselves. Because when videos like this are published, people can take it to different proportions. And so that's why we're holding the Field Marshal video and audios back. Remember that our market is functioning and it's a proof of what we are saying. You've seen the pictures of him and his 6 boys, and that is all what he's got. We don't hate him. We are not criticizing him. We're never going to criticize his decision. We're just reporting a story. Once more, thank you very much. I want to again seize the opportunity to tell you to grab the opportunity for the new year. Call Verbatim LLC. Tomorrow we'll also bring Verbatim. I'll also talk about Fantech. It's a cyber security school. I'll tell you much more about them. Just begin to get familiar with that name. And Verbatim LLC, these are our 2 great partners in IT. And we're working closely with them. And our decision to endorse them is because they are great guys, very great guys. Verbatim LLC, once more, this is the phone number. +1 240 701 7796. Whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on WhatsApp later on, please call them and call them now. Thank you once more. We have a lot of you watching, and we're glad that everyone we're ending the show, you're over 1,000, more than 1,000, from over 1,000. We are quite grateful. If you have not shared this show, share the show and share the truth. The truth must be shared. The truth must be managed. We call on Mancho Bibixy, call on the surrogates of Field Marshal to know that we don't have any problems with them. This platform reports only the truth, and same thing. The people from the people of Ndikinimiki cannot be angry with National Telegraph for citing their village or that area as where an accident occurred. That is just the fact. You can't change it. I'll end here to say Happy Sunday, Merry Christmas in arrears for those who are still trying to catch the Christmas fever, and wish you a very merry rest of the week, and above all, a happy new year full of prosperity. All right, we say God bless you. Keep the faith, keep the struggle, keep your fight, believe only in the truth, and always verify facts. When journalists bring up issues, it is not your place to join the bandwagon of dollars to begin to criticize. It's your place to ensure that you also try to do your findings. Don't rely on WhatsApp. Remember that Telegraph has created and emerged with a credibility that is so firm that nobody has been able to disturb or disrupt it, no matter the conspiracies. We remain the most authentic news organ, always reporting facts. We don't report stories halfway. We bring facts with location, dates, and time, and everything. Most professional reporting from Cameroon and other areas in Africa. Take it or leave it. In public relations, I was taught in school, you do and you say. When you are good, you say yourself. Of course, because in an African society as terrible as ours, many of us don't appreciate our own. You only pray when people fall because you think that you must be an enemy to anything that is good. Once more, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.